Okay, this is just me showing my regular viewers how I'm spending my time. Yesterday, it was payday, so I spent the whole entire day today taking care of personal business, administrative business, a little bit of shopping. Today, which is the next day, the 4th of March, 2014, let me use the voice command feature so the phone can state the date and time.
Say a command. March 4th, Tuesday, 4:09 p.m.
Okay. So this is basically what I've been doing today. This right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bags. Each bag has got 8 bags of carefully tied and taped. Each bag has 8 bags and 8 bags of food. In other words, there's a bunch of food in each bag, and each bag of food has been bagged 8 times carefully. Each bag has been tied up carefully and taped carefully. Okay, so basically each bag has got over 11 bags tying up one bag, okay, to keep the water out, germs out, mold out, and everything. This is food, and I've had to spend the whole entire day of taking it out of the bags they were in, rewrapping them, and then securing them up in the way I just described. It's literally taking me 3.5 hours to do this. Okay, now, so what I'm getting ready to do right now is, now that I finally had done this, I got to get back outside of my tent and take down the socks and the clothes that got wet. We had a rainstorm here in the last few days over the weekend, and so that 4 days was practically spent for crap because I wasn't able to do nothing. It was literally storming out. I mean, it was bad. So over the last 4 to 5 days, I really didn't get nothing done except for this and going to the bank, taking care of personal administrative business, doing a little bit of shopping, and airing out my clothes, okay, that got wet. And so I'm getting ready to get outside the tent right now to rehide this food. It's going to be transported to another hiking area tomorrow, along with some other property. The individuals they set up to harass me about 100 feet away, who have been doing it for the last 15 months, have been harassing me today from a distance. We're going to see if any event transpires concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me. At this area, especially before I can move, including my property. They came down here on February 27th, 2013, and cut my tent up. I had to tie it back up with bread ties. I don't know how well you can see it. Okay, they stitched it back up with produce ties and bread ties. And this is how it looks on the, hang on. This is how it looks on the inside. It's been stitched up. They came down here and this tent's only been up 5 weeks. They came down here and sliced it up on the 27th when I left to go do my laundry. So anyways, I'm preparing to move from this location. And what I'm basically doing is setting up 3 to 4 separate hiking areas, and I'm dropping off a certain section of property at each one so I can hike out in more of a mobile function. And that is being done by me so I can try and limit the abuse that I put up with by individuals that they set up to hike close by me who harass me verbally from a distance. I've literally endured non-stop harassment at this hiking area every single day that I've been here, and night that I've been here, by a bunch of homeless bums they set up within 2 weeks of me moving here almost 16 months ago. Okay, so, and we're going to see what kind of bullshit events that they pull at this next hiking area I go to, including coming down and stealing my tents, tarps, weatherization sheets that are on top of the tarps that gets put on top of the tent, stealing property, slashing up the tents, brutally assaulting me. They believe that I won't call the cops because they believe that since I'm hiking in the area I shouldn't be, they're afraid that I'll be arrested or given tickets for it. Because all they gotta do is deny they assault me or take off. I call the cops, they'll be gone by the time they come, okay? Or if they stick around, they'll deny they assaulted me, and then the cops will say, well, what are you doing here anyways? And evict me. While they get to walk away with the damage or theft of my property and or assault. And while the police will more than likely file a falsified incident report. And did you know, I found out on July 24, 2013 that you're not allowed to see incident reports unless you had them subpoenaed. So they can write anything in them until they attempt to try and take syndicated probate control of me, which is why the organized stalking and gang stalking is occurring towards me, racketeering, okay? So they can sit on those incident reports until they try and attempt to eventually use them for syndicated probate control. But if I can find an uncorrupted lawyer and judge, they can turn around and retweak the incident reports to make them reflect something else. Is this why that they will not allow me to see any incident report that I've attempted to file police reports every time an incident has occurred. They told me no. Then I said, well, how about an incident number? They said, sure. But I don't know what they wrote in the incident report because they won't let me see them. So they believe all they got to do is assault me, okay? Believing that I'll call, like they got a homeless person who assaulted me on January 30th, 2014, very close by. And then they let me see where he went. Okay, at another area where homeless people are set up. That's right. I believe they did that to bait me to call the police. So the police would come out. I would point out where he went to. They would go down there. He would deny the assault, and then he would turn around and say, well, she bothers even my friends that are hiking very close to her, and she's crazy. So he gets to, and then he denies the assault. So he would get away with the assault. Then he would point the finger at where I live at. The police would say, well, now you're claiming this homeless guy's gang stalking you. Him and his friends are saying that you're bothering them on a daily basis, and you gotta move because you're not supposed to be hiking here. So they get away with the assault, okay? And if they ever try and do this by slashing up tents or stealing property to bait me to call the police, it will be for this desired result. Because all they gotta do is the people they got to do these things to bait me to call the police will deny they did it. That's right. And you better believe anytime and every time I call 911 that a syndicated cop will come out. You better believe they will. Now, I'm going to literally prove to you right now that I'm a victim of this crime. You're about ready to hear a segment of an audio event that occurred on a sidewalk. The same sidewalk I was brutally assaulted on January 30th, 2014. And the individual who brutally assaulted me on the sidewalk on January 30th, 2014 was seen talking to the individuals you're about ready to hear on this audio file, pertaining to an event that occurred towards me on Thanksgiving Day, 2013, not even 42 days before, on the same sidewalk, about 75 feet up, where I got assaulted at on January 30th, 2014. Okay, was 75 feet up from the sidewalk from where this event occurred at on Thanksgiving Day, 42 days earlier. That's right. Now, the individual that assaulted me on this sidewalk on January 30th, 2014 had harassed me on 4 separate prior occasions before that assault. 2 of those occasions, he was seen talking to one of these 2 guys that you're about ready to hear. The other 2 occasions was at a bus stop and at Ross Grocery Store. And he was spotted by me yesterday in Ross. That's right, baby cakes. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and basically that's another thing they do. They get an individual to assault you, and then they have them reappear along your paths, believing that that will bait you to call the police, or they'll even reuse them again. That's right. And I've been gang stalked in that Ross like you would not believe. Go to Google and YouTube right now and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Ross Grocery Store Gang Stalking." I'm talking about I was gang stalked at 2 separate Ross. The one over at Friars Mission Center and the one off of La Jolla Village Square. Employees, management, and people coming in acting as customers played a role in all of it at both locations. That's right. Now, the business community cooperation concerning the organized stalking and gang stalking of the targeted individual is achieved through, but not limited to, what is known as the community notification that innocent American citizens are being illegally and criminally put on by corrupt law enforcement. As a result, the community at large who is notified is told a lie about the target, and they're told how to behave towards the target when the target enters their area, which they know that the target is through many different modes of tracking, including even using a target's own cell phone as a tracker, even as a microphone and as a camera. Go to YouTube and type in cell phone hacking and stalking, and then cell phone hacking and gang stalking. Google it as well, and also research and cross-reference it to organized stalking. And this is how they know where the targeted individual is at all times in real time in order to stage these events, whether it be assaults, tag teaming events that happen in any business. They could bring a person that assaulted me 2 weeks ago into a grocery store, have him harass me inside the grocery store. He'll then complain to management or employees or security, and then they will both point the finger at me while staging a witness, so they can all work in a tag team and cooperative relationship in order to bring about a desired effect, me being banned from the store, while they're using it with concerning a guy who did factually assault me. This is the mental rape of organized stalking, because they want you to feel mentally raped, powerless, hopeless, helpless, and defeated about what's happening to you. That's right. And then they can turn around and the cops can say, well, what do you think now? Everybody's gang stalking you, Leslie? Are you crazy? Remember the incident reports? trying to call a targeted individual paranoid schizophrenic, delusional, bipolar schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, anything, delusional, anything, is a methodology of gang stalking. It's all over the internet. Just Google it. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking or corrupt mental health. Doctors, psychiatrists, police officers, businesses, do it. Homeless people, do it. Look at how many Google generated responses you get to each description. Cross-reference all testimony of targeted individuals that's online, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth, because what they're doing towards me, they're doing towards thousands and thousands and thousands of other Americans right now in real time, who are all over the internet right now begging for help. This is through two individuals harassing me on that sidewalk that I got assaulted on January 30th, 2014. They're harassing me on Thanksgiving Day 2013, not even 42 days before the assault took place on January 30th, 2014. As they're harassing me, do you hear them both say gang stalk together? Then one says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang of stalking. I'm going to F you up. You be the judge. Alright, I gotta go. I got stuff to do today, but just real briefly, let me show you that gang stalking has been covered on the news. This is the audio of a news broadcast of a gang stalking target being covered on the news.
This story on our website, kcba.com. Due to not police call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Southern Coast News reporter Candace Lynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet.
Alright, now to listen to that news broadcast, you can go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. Now, go to Google right now and type in the following way that I stated. You ready? Gang stalking, space, human trafficking. Press enter. Look at what comes up, if you feel inclined to do so. Look at the YouTube video channels that come up by the YouTube channel title, by the YouTube channel name, Protect Your Life Now. And what they're exposing pertaining to how organized stalking and gang stalking, the way they operate is the same exact identical way that human trafficking expeditions operate. That's right. That's right. Now then ask yourself, why won't the San Diego police make one police report that I'm a gang stalking target? Is it because I'm exposing them, the places that have been gang stalked at, like public libraries, which are government jobs? University campuses. Oh, the money they generate to the tax base. Do you really think that they want any of these universities or public libraries, their image to be tarnished? Especially when human trafficking is directly connected to gang stalking? Of course not. Of course not. Do you have any idea how much of human trafficking, if that got out that gang stalking was directly connected to human trafficking on the news, and that I was gang stalked at UCSD, SDSU, and USD on a feverish scale, what do you think would happen with tuition? Look at what happened with Penn State, baby cakes. And they know it too, you better believe they know it. Along with the public libraries, like the Point Loma Library, the Sierra Mesa Public Library, the North University San Diego Public Library. That's right, they're protecting the city. That's right. From legal culpability and liability as a result of criminal intent, malice aforethought with criminal intent, obstruction of justice, gross negligence of duty, and you name it. Stalking, cyber hacking, computer hacking, my own personal computer included. That's why they won't make a police report. The minute that they identify in any police report that I'm a gang stalking target, guess what will happen? It'll bring alive some 2006 emails that I made about me being gang stalked in the Point Loma Library when I was out here in San Diego between 1 and 38 days in 2006. How did they know I came back to California on August 8, 2011, and I've been gang stalked along every single one of my routes from that day up until this day, March 4th, 2014. They know who I am. You better believe they do. Alright, I gotta get. Thank you for listening, and all I ask is for you to say a prayer for me. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I am not a threat to myself or others at all. I am not violent in any way, shape, or form. I don't even carry a pocket knife on me anymore. Just a can of maize. And, I'm not mentally ill, and if I did know how to take care of myself, I'd already be dead or exploded. I do appreciate you listening, and have a nice day.